I'm going for a walk today. It is Saturday, the 14th of February 2026, and we're out for a walk on the golf course. Hadn't really planned on coming up here, but here we are. Kind of wanted to go in the woods over there where I usually walk, but it's really muddy. All this melted snow has really added a great deal of moisture to the dirt. So I'm going to walk on these nice little paved paths. I wonder if there's anybody out here playing golf. I kind of doubt it. But I haven't seen anybody on this end yet. The golf course goes way back to the woods over there. I guess this is the back nine? I don't know how that stuff works. Oh, was that pond there? I think that's been newly dug out. Huh, neat. I do not remember there being a pond, so it's frozen still. Huh, neat. Okay, there's the Sherman Bridge up there. Today is, well, when I left the house it was 48 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 9 degrees Celsius, 42% humidity. Supposed to rain after 4, well, a 20% chance after 4, and then later tonight it goes up to 90% chance of rain. Might get up to 60 today. It's definitely supposed to get above 60 tomorrow, and then get up into the 70s. Can you believe it? But it won't last. It will last probably the whole week, but I'm sure that it'll get cold again before this is all over, because it's still winter, even if it's pretending not to be. I don't see a soul up here, so I guess we'll just go on all the way to Shawnee Park and walk through there. It's a nice Saturday long walk. What are you? She's been ghosting along the edge over there the entire time that we've been on the golf course. Well, she was on the other side of the golf course for a little while. Oh, here she comes. Whee! Hey, why not just run? What you doing? It's got that. She's grinning. I don't know if it's not zoomed in enough to be able to see it, but always like that when dogs get the zoomies and they just look like they're grinning, which I guess they actually may be doing, because they obviously enjoy turning on the afterburners and just running flat out. Though actually I think she can run faster than she just was. Nice quiet day. I've only seen one other person walking, and I saw one person sitting at a bus stop, and otherwise everybody I've seen has been in cars so far. We're well over a mile at this point. We might be 2 miles into this walk. I've got like a map my walk app on here that just traces it, which I enjoy, because especially on these walks there's no road on the map, so we're just like wandering around in no man's land. So see if I can't keep this thing flat today. Not made myself a gimbal yet. Gimbal. Pretty sure that's the right word. Gimbal. Trying to think of how to talk about that Pam Bondi, whatever the hell that was, where she went in front of Congress and yelled at everybody. What a just horrible little piece of shit. Do you know that her husband's like 40 years older than her? I wonder if that's why she's protecting all the pedophiles so vehemently. All the crap those QAnon lunatics were raving about for the last 10 years. It's like, oh yeah, guess what? There is a cabal of extremely wealthy, powerful people that fucks little girls. And they're your guys. Sudden silence from them. Either that, or they just these weird, convoluted attempts to shift the blame over, to the Clintons or something insane like that. I am not a fan of the Clintons whatsoever. However, doesn't appear that they were the ones raping kids or keeping them under a pizza parlor and taking out their pituitary glands, because that's a real thing and not just something that was made up for Naked Lunch. What did they call that stuff? Oh, now I can't even remember. Adrenochrome. That's it. Ripped from the adrenal glands of terrified infants. God, people are weird. Do I want? No, I'm not going to go down there. I was thinking about going and walking in the woods over there, but it's too wet. Ouch. Stepped on a rock and kind of turned my foot a little bit. There's some really pretty trees out here on this golf course. I've heard that there's a big American elm here. I don't know which one it is. I guess I should come in the summer and when the leaves are out so that I can see. I mean, that's the shape. That one in the distance over there. Sort of inverted vase. I think that's a gumball to the left. But that's not big enough. The tree that I've heard described was enormous. I think there's one in, somebody told me a little park over in the Algonquin neighborhood, and Dakota just dove into the woods. Oh, there she is. I always find it amazing how she can just vanish. But, I mean, she does just kind of look like a shadow. So, yeah, I wonder where that is. Who knows? May have died years ago. I just remember hearing about it when I first moved here. I don't know. That is a pretty big tree. Looks like it might be a sister, though, so... Wow, that wasn't much of a rant, was it? It's just so overwhelming. There's so much garbage, and it just never ends. From this damn lawless Gestapo running around deporting veterans over... This is one I just heard about. Guy who's lived here for 50 years, served in the Army for like a whole career in the Army, was deported over a traffic ticket. Yeah, the worst of the worst. I think one of my favorite parts of the Bondi thing, and I haven't watched the whole thing. I can't quite stomach her for. Well, it's hard to stomach her for clips of it, but when she started like shouting about how they should apologize to Trump because he's the best president we've ever had, and it's just like, I don't know. It's what, does she believe that? I mean, by every measure, he's the worst president in history. By every single measure. There's not a single one. I mean, unless you think, destroying our environmental protections and giving all of our billionaires huge tax breaks, if you think that's good, I mean, he's at least succeeded in doing that. Oh yeah, and also, destroying American scientific progress and gutting the functions of our government. I mean, I kind of like for stuff to work, but if you fire 3/4 of everybody that makes it work, hey, it stops working. But I mean, that's the method. They fuck it up and then go, look, it's fucked up, therefore we shouldn't have it anymore. It's like, no, how about you just put it back the way it used to be, or put it back the way it used to be and then make it better. It's like, no, we'll just destroy it, just burn the country. This is a pain in the ass right here, because actually I think I might be able to cut through these. I think there's a path through these woods. Hopefully it's not too horribly lit. Of course, part of me wants to go, whoa, look at that. It was sitting in this tree. Did not see it at all. I think that was a red-tailed hawk, probably a male, because it was not very big. Either that or it's immature. It was not stripy enough to be a red-shouldered hawk. I also think I saw a bald eagle when I first got to the Portland Wharf Park. I saw him wheeling around, but just for a second it went behind some trees. But it didn't. It had the profile of a flying eagle is just, there's nothing like it. They keep their wings pretty much completely flat, which none of the other large birds do that. Vultures, their wings are tipped up in a V, which is good for soaring, stable. Doesn't take much work to stay upright. Hawks have like a little bit of an arch to it. Crow's wings, they flap like very large mounts. So it's pretty easy to distinguish. Herons have like if you're looking straight up at them, they're slightly M-shaped. But I'm pretty sure that I saw my eagles again. I also yesterday found a hawk's nest. I'm going to say it was the mother, but who knows? I think that both hawk parents tend to the nest. But I saw one going in with a dead squirrel, and boy, raising a ruckus on arrival to the nest. So now I know where there's a nest, and it's got babies in it. So I'm going to go back with my big camera and see if I can't get some pictures of the little ones. Years ago, there was a red-tailed hawk in the, I think that was a red-shouldered that I saw yesterday. There was a red-tailed hawk over in Cave Hill Cemetery. Boy, she was huge. It had a gigantic nest up in there. And I actually got some photos of her on the nest, and little baby heads sticking up. You having fun over there? despite being overcast, it's a really nice day. I really don't know what the temperature's gotten up to since I left the house. I think it's a little bit warmer. Still snow around. Of course, there's a Kroger grocery store just a few blocks from my house, and they, of course, cleared the parking lot and then shoved the snow onto the sidewalk. So even though it's melting off, there's still huge mounds blocking the sidewalks at every corner. It literally is criminal. But this the city knows or the mayor and his people, they know who's buttering their bread, is paying for their political careers, and it's not us, so fuck us. I don't know what she's on over there, but she'll catch up. Yes, I do believe I have this golf course completely to myself. I should have come over here did I come over here when there was snow? Yeah, I did. It was awful. When there's only a couple inches on the ground, it's really nice to come over here because, the most of the snow is completely untouched. You can see where the rabbits and squirrels and deer and whatnot have been crisscrossing, and the occasional evidence of somebody else slogging around with their dog. Though I've never met anybody else up here walking their dog. And we come through here when there's actually people playing golf. Nobody cares. I've never had a single person do anything but smile and wave. Don't chase the bird. Come on. And into the woods. We've outwalked the noise of the bridge. That is oh, you can't even spin. Yeah, you can kind of see movement through the trees. It's I-64. Haven't found any golf balls to leave in the cups. So I always get a little bit of a kick out of that because I'm kind of hoping somebody will be looking for the ball and say, "Hey, look, it's in here," and then they realize it's not theirs. The little things I do to entertain myself. Now this is where I see the eagles the most. It's right in through here. I don't know if they've got a nest over there, but I have 3 or 4 times seen them when right back in here, right through here. Though I've also seen them way back at Portland Wharf Park, which is back behind us. So, the whole river is theirs. I kind of think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the islands up above the dams, there are multiple nesting pairs on the island, but I have not seen them. And I've gone canoeing up in that area where it's supposed to be. A friend of mine has lent me a kayak. So as soon as it's a little bit warmer, as in there's not ice sitting on ponds anymore, it's actual springtime, I'm going to start going out and paddling around. Though I am a beginner, so I probably ought to go with other people. At first, I do have a life jacket, so there's that. But I like the idea of the kayak because it's light and easy to get in and out of the water and off the car, etc. The canoe takes 2 people. Plus, it's a big canoe. Never really got to use it for like camping or anything, which, I mean, there are places to, there are parks and whatnot that you can, along the river here, you know, could paddle to and camp. Because canoes are big, and I mean, that's what is it? I've got 16-foot canoe, so it's like that whole middle area is just open. Could put coolers and tents and sleeping bags and pads and whatnot in it. Well, that was a big tree. I hear geese. Oh, there they are. There's a whole bunch of them over there. I really didn't expect I was going to get to get in a good long walk today, but they decreased the chance of rain and then moved the time up to late this afternoon. So I'm actually going to get in. I don't know. This will probably be about 5 or 6 miles. The ground is not as soggy as I would have thought it would be. But this is also exposed to the sun up here, so. Man, it is quiet. Yep, we have this entire golf course 100% to ourselves. I wonder if the clubhouse is even open. Boy, usually if it's not raining, there's somebody up here. But when sometimes they're up here for like, you know, a half an hour after a rainstorm. I guess if walking around hitting a sports ball is your thing. This grass did not mind the snow. Wow, there are a bunch of them over there. Hey, Dakota, you want to get a goose? Yeah, just on the other side of that fence is the remains of the Louisville Loop. We've walked along there several times. Right down there is where it's completely collapsed. Though there's also right back over there, there's a place that's collapsed too, but it's not as bad. It still has a little bit of a lip. Hey, Dakota, they're over there. Go get them. No, not me. Get them. Man, that's a bunch of them. They start to sound the alarm. Go get them. Go get them. Go. All right, well, we'll just keep walking towards them until you figure it out. Go get them. Well, my old dog, I could just go. He would go after. He's usually looking for squirrels when I did that, but oh, there she goes. Some of them are just going to go land over there. The rest of them are heading for the water. Golf course geese go slowly winging by. That's one of my songs. Oh, I'm on the other side of the golf course now. Nothing like walking along brainlessly. Man, these houses are ridiculous. I think I probably mentioned this before, but they found out that that's one of the least healthy places that you can possibly live, is right next to a golf course, because of all the chemicals they use to maintain the grass. I don't think this is quite as bad as like a country club, but the city is definitely going to take care of their golfers because bribes. Oh, I'm sorry, political campaign donations. Well, she might get a second run at him. She's kind of looking. We'll see. Oh, she did get a second run at him. You know, what are you doing? Oh, I do hope that that's not. She doesn't roll in poop though. I mean, I hope. She never has. What you doing? Come here. I think I'm going to pause this and come back once I'm back over on the other side of the park for a minute. Maybe do a little bit of urban filming. Man, there are a lot of geese out there. I wonder what this thing was. I think there was a ferry here at one point, but I don't know, where. I don't know if this had anything to do with it, or if this had something to do with the amusement park that was here, or what. It is kind of strange foundation. It's beefy. Let's see what the graffiti looks like in here. Whoop. See, there's Homer Simpson as a Bigfoot. Two geese down there yelling at me. Yeah, there's just geese everywhere. Oh, and away they go. Go over there and visit their neighbors, I guess. Nope, flew right past them. Yep, there's another bunch of them just floating along out there. And let's try to zoom back out again. Oop. Let's see if I can't get down from here without killing myself. There we go. Yeah, I should have walked back in here. There's a path that, I don't know, several of these things we've gone on. Well, I just wanted to bring you back for a second to point out that there are a gazillion damn geese out here. Somebody's hunting over there. I'll be back. Wonder what that was. Could have been the back of a house. There are what appears in this road up here on the edge of Shawnee Park. There's what appears to have been like sidewalks for houses and whatnot. I'm sure that there were houses along through here. The amusement park was well back over that way. You like your snow? Looks like they actually plowed this through here. I saw a person back at the parking lot for the boat ramp, but she was sitting in her car blasting music as her two little dogs just ran around like lunatics. So yeah, I haven't seen one, like I said, one other pedestrian. That was way back by the Kroger by my house. They were just walking through the gas station, and there was somebody sitting at the bus stop, and that is it. I think I maybe have seen two people in their yards. I'm trying to think if I actually have seen anybody other than those two that wasn't in a car. Kind of don't think I have. We are all the way at the other end of Shawnee Park now. I can still hear the enormous gathering of geese back there. And Dakota's disappeared again. She was just right next to me just a second ago. It's the vanishing dog. Go down here to this curve and wait for her. So I think what I'm gonna do is go up over by that White House and then kind of cut back. I don't know, I'll probably go down to like 40th Street or something, and then start to zigzag back towards the house. Hello, Mr. Blue Jay. This is the foot of Broadway is right over there. And she's reappeared. Kind of want to go walk through there. I wonder if there's a fence. Yeah, let's go find out. The street that this house is facing? Actually, I'm not sure where the front of the house is. If the quote-unquote front is here pointed towards the river, or pointed towards the street, or pointed towards the park, or pointed to the east. I don't know. I do know it's a big house. Are you coming? Trot, 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 trot. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and walk across here, because over there is, I guess there probably used to be a house over there, but there's like stairs, so I could walk walk up to the, and I do not see any no trespassing signs or anything like that, so here we go. And it looks like there's a deer path through here. That's right, I'm a woodsman. Track those deer in the city. As a kid in the woods, I always find the deer tracks, and was usually the easiest way to navigate, because oh yeah, there's definitely a path right here that I'm walking on. Oh, that's a pretty blue jay. Man, ever since the West Nile, they just have not been the same birds that they were when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, blue jays were aggressive, and they seem to be very shy now. They'll get up in the top of a tree and yell at you a little bit, but I mean, they come down and peck you on your head. So yeah, these stairs go up to the street. I think that I may be walking past a no trespassing sign when I get to the top of here, but plausible deniability. These steps suck. I'll walk over here in the grass. Okay, these aren't so bad. Those were really tall. I think they kind of washed out. Yep, that's a whole bunch of house right there. It's even a hell of a garage. Somebody's got the entire McDonaldland play set. Heard an argument from a guy. I can't remember if it was on Blue Sky or YouTube or what. But he's like showing this, or things like this, public parks, and then showed, pictures of the ones that we grew up with, or I grew up with, which were made of metal and were tall and dangerous. And his argument was that those super safe setups are bad for kids because they don't learn that they can get hurt. So they're not prepared. And they don't learn caution like they should. Injuries are just part of growing up. And when you get injured, the kind of injuries that happen when you are, I can't see it. There's a horse statue over there behind that car, that white car. But yeah, if kids are resilient. They heal quickly, but they learn. And yeah, you don't learn if everything's safe. And we do want things to be, not deadly, but, the chance of just minor injury, or even, broken bones and stuff. I'm going to turn this off until I get to the other side of the road over here. I feel like I've just a few weeks ago walked through here. I guess it would have been back before it snowed, but yeah, these kind of Swiss, I don't know what that style is called with the swoopy roofs. But, you want to go that way? All right. A little soul restaurant right there that I've been meaning to come check out. See if they actually know what they're doing. Man, there was a little restaurant near me on Magazine Street in New Orleans. It was all soul food. Man, that stuff was so good. And cheap. I mean, it seems as though just for a couple $3 that you could get a nice fat pork chop and lima beans and some mashed potatoes. And it was a meal by the time you were finished. Oh, and greens too. God, their greens were so good. By the time you finished eating a whole dinner plate, you just wanted to sleep for a week. I wonder if I doubt that place is still there. So many places did not survive the post-Katrina Corps of Engineers flooding incident. I'd like for everybody to remember that it wasn't the storm, it was the Corps of Engineers. That house is crooked, and somebody did a horrible job fixing that little dormer up there. It looks empty, actually. All those windows are open or glassless up at the very top. That's boarded up. Dakota, come on, get out of that yard. Ooh, that's a hell of a cell tower. What is she found over here? Of course, right about the time I get back here is when she'll. I can hear her tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Come on. Leave those cats alone. Let's go. Dakota! Hold on, let me get her. She seems to have thought that was quite fun. Go running around those two houses. Probably going after a cat. Who knows? There might have been a groundhog. And if there was, that was one lucky groundhog. She's up to 10 now that she's killed. And boy, she got good at it too. The first 2 or 3, she just maimed them, and I had to dispatch them, which I don't like doing, but I know how. So, a weird place to put your grill. And obviously not in use. I think I pointed out this thing before. God, that house is just huge. Boy, and I'm sure when it was built, it was one of the biggest ones in the city of Louisville, because, I mean, that's got to be from the 1800s. And it's just massive. Fabulous porches, though. Dakota, will you please come out of there? Let's go. What is she doing? And this is Broadway right there. One of our buses. I've never ridden a bus since I lived here. Of course, the kind of work I do, a bus is not exactly a feasible mode of transportation. Kind of hard to load up a bunch of tools and carry them. And then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to... let's walk down this way. Come on. of these damn things that isn't blocking the sidewalk. What are they doing? Yeah, look at those columns. There used to be a lot of money out here. Yeah, that balcony up there is pretty fabulous too. See now, that's a pretty sizable house. Also a church. That thing is an apartment building. Or it's part of this church compound. Back there is where they actually have services and stuff, that yellow building. I don't know what this is, maybe a school? I don't think I've ever been over here during the week. I'm gonna go across, hold on. Okay, let's go. That's not what I meant. I wonder if, boy, this thing is ragged. I wonder if anyone's living in there, or what it is. Is it a church? Now that's a church. Maybe this is a church, and that's the parking lot. I don't know. These are pretty spectacular houses too. Oh, there's another giant down there. A couple of them. There's that club. Something to do with the Derby, I think. Weston Church. No, so here's the church. And that's the parking lot. And then this building, I guess, has something to do with it. Well, it needs paint. It needs love all the way around. Ooh, call-in radio program. Reverend Ike, I lost my job, and then I lost my car, and then my wife left me, and my dog ran away. My wife took my cat. And Reverend Ike, I sent you my last $5, and then my dog came home, and I got a new cat, and I found a better woman, and I got a new job. It's all thanks to you, Reverend Ike. Prosperity gospel. Give me your money, and then it will come back to you. Man, greatest scam. Well, all right, my hand's tired. Plus, this is going to be a freaking hour long at this point. So, I hope you have a great weekend. And that you get out for a good walk. And talk to you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.